You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Hello and tell, is that you?
Mic check. Mic check waifu. My telly main. Is that you?
It's me. I'm feeling good today, bro. What's happening?
What's up, yo, boy?
What's good, man? How you feeling, bro?
Fucking animate out of my mind right now.
It's like a low-key anime overdose.
Yeah, man, listen. For the first time ever, I felt overwhelmed with anime. And I'm like binge city. I binge anime all the goddamn time. Yeah, it's crazy.
Binge lord.
This time I'm gonna tell y'all why I am so animate out. That's coming later. But this is Mic Check Waifu episode 65. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us on episode 64, Devil's Advocate. That was a pretty great episode. I enjoyed it so much. We enjoyed it so much. This, as always, is brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code Waifu to save on your entire cart. Also, by our Patreon producers, Connor, D. Prince, Explicitly, and Monique Williams. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. We appreciate y'all so very much. And make sure you guys go to YouTube, type in the search bar, Mic Check Waifu, and subscribe. We appreciate that. We appreciate that dearly. Listen, before we get started today, for those of you that don't know, we have a review. Our reviews are kind of special. We're kind of known for our reviews on this particular podcast. We're reviewing one of our listeners' favorites, Banana Fish, today. Scuba Steve, aka Spoiler Steve, aka Skylar Senior, aka Hang Up Steve, recommended that we review this one. I got a lot to say about it. But for those of you who haven't watched it, don't worry. We will give you full warning before we go into our review with full spoilers in the second half of the show. At the beginning of the show, we just kind of talk about what we're watching, what's going on in life. What's happening, Till?
Life is good. Life is real good.
Yeah.
Well, this is I just had my 2 days off in a row. I feel like I got a breath of fresh air. I'm solid. Family's good. Alea won't stop walking.
That's crazy.
Yo, she killing me, bro.
That is crazy.
She about to be 11 months old this month, and
she running around the house.
She grabbing everything.
That's nuts.
How about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a very unique week. Shout out to Panda from Worst Gym Podcast. She's actually watching A Great Pretender. That's dope. I'm excited about that, to hear what she had to say about it, because that's a good show. So you ain't get to start it yet, did you?
Nah, I ain't started yet. It's too much on the plate this week. Way
too much on the plate this week. And what's so crazy is that we've done reviews before of 24 episode shows.
Mm-hmm.
It baffles me that this one was just so much harder than any other time we did a review. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to miccheckwaifu.com to see how many shows we reviewed, even though they're not all up there yet. But you guys can go to miccheckwaifu.com/reviews to see all of our reviews so far. Yeah, so already up there we got like 6, which we have more than that, obviously. But none of them was this hard. This one was a tough one.
Yeah, we got Demon Slayer, Astra, Promised Neverland, Erase, Dr. Stone, Villain Saga, Fire Force, Clannad, Beastars, D-Game, My Hero,
like 17?
Chivalry. And then we got some more stuff that's not even listed there.
Yeah.
And, obviously some of those are 24 or more
Right.
anime episodes. Some of them we watched ongoing, others we didn't. We just binged.
True. The ongoing ones were a lot easier though. That's for sure. Because once it was all said and done, it's settled. We were able to just kind of calculate our thoughts and go through it. I'm gonna get to how we review stuff going on later with our review scale. But what you watched this week? You watch anything new, different?
I didn't watch anything new. I read some new stuff.
Oh shit!
So last week, new anime came out called Phantom Seer, or not new anime, new manga came out called Phantom Seer. It has a really cool look to it. Mm-hmm. The look kind of reminds me of Bleach, but not Bleach. But it's about a young dude who actually sees phantoms. And the phantoms are essentially they're attacking, other students in the school. Mm-hmm. His name's Iori, and basically he has a big sister who is like this out of the world amazing exorcist or shaman essentially. Okay. And she always bribes him or talks him into like doing stuff like exorcising phantoms or getting rid of the phantoms. And he's in class, or one of his classmates, her name is Riku, and apparently her issue is that she attracts phantoms. So everywhere she goes, she's like a phantom magnet. It's like having infinite bad luck. But because she attracts phantoms, what she thought that she had a superpower starting off. She thought that her power was to sense danger and save people. Right. But it actually turned out that she was the danger because the phantoms are seeking her out. Ooh. So she finds this out in the first chapter. Like as soon as the chapter, I'm like, damn, that's a huge hit to be taken in the first chapter, thinking like you a hero, and then really you're the reason. You're the reason. So ever since then, I guess she's thinking about sacrificing herself in the second chapter. I'm excited for it. I don't want to spoil too much. It's only 2 chapters out right now, but it's actually really cool. The main character is kind of a bitch though. Like he don't want to fight. He has no intention of fighting, but when he does fight, he's like overpowering. And it's not like overpowering like it's not overpowering like Anos or anything like that. It's overpowering like Zenitsu, like he shows up and he's like, I got this strength. I could also see him being annoying like Zenitsu, but not in the same manner, right? Yeah. Like as Zenitsu was crying all the time, dude just is like, I don't want to do this. Like not because he's a punk, but like he actually just doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And it's not like he's scared of him. Right. But it seems really interesting. I can't wait to see where else it goes.
That is interesting. When you can tell that a character isn't quite using their potential on page, like on paper, that's kind of rough though, like hearing somebody like Zenitsu cry all the fucking time gets annoying, or even at the beginning of My Hero, hearing Deku cry all the time kind of got annoying. What do you think? Where do you think this would go as far as like capabilities? Like potential.
I honestly, based off the main character himself, depending on what the supporting cast looks like, because we only got 3 characters so far, really, maybe 4 characters really, and his actual power, like, because I didn't spoil like what his power is or like why he's so strong. If
it's only 2 chapters, why not?
Well, I mean, it's in the first chapter, but his power is that basically he's a shaman who can control other like phantoms, right? And he captured one of the most dangerous phantoms in his previous time of being a phantom before this chapter. And this phantom basically made an agreement with him that if he brings him out, he has to have something to give to him, being another phantom or something, right? If he doesn't find another phantom to kill, this phantom will kill him instead. Wow. But it's like ridiculously strong and powerful and dangerous. And like in this newest chapter, he didn't bring out the whole thing. He only brought out his arm because it's too much of a risk if he doesn't 100% know that he's going to want to kill this phantom or whatever. So it's kind of like a risk reward like relationship, but it's actually like I think this has the potential to be one of those like big everybody reaches from week to week kind of series. I do. I just don't know 100% yet because we only in the second chapter.
Yeah, you only
it's
in the
like
second chapter, yeah.
we don't have a large list of supporting characters. And we don't have a lot of stuff yet. We don't know what the main antagonist is or anything like that because it's just starting out, which they could have given us that, I guess. But it's like, based on how I've seen this first episode, 100%, I think that it has the potential to be like that everybody's reading this week to week. Like, I would definitely right off the bat say this is more compelling in the first chapter than Black Clover was.
So, yeah, that's strong. That's strong. So with this potential though, do you think it can do you think his character can grow into something that you actually can like?
I don't dislike his character. I think here's the thing. I think that some people, I don't think anyone would dislike his character because in the second chapter, they revealed that the reason he doesn't like fighting phantoms and specifically why he doesn't like people who like to sacrifice themselves is because someone else sacrificed themselves for him. And he hates when people just kind of throw their lives away. So he doesn't want to have anything to do with phantoms anymore, but he keeps getting bribed or forced into doing it by his older sister. Which, to me, I don't think that's bad as long as he actually got like the power to back it up.
And this is on Shonen Jump?
Yeah, this is on Shonen Jump. I think that this has the potential to be, like I said, fire. We just got to see where it goes.
I'm gonna add it. Because I still got Shonen Jump, so I might as well use it. I still got to read my Mission Yozakura family. Still got to catch back up with that. Let's see here.
Other than that, I guess the Twin Star Exorcist. I read that this week too.
What? Give me that title again. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's just Phantom Seer.
Phantom Seer.
Phantom Seer.
Got him. All right,
add that to y'all list because your boy gonna be reading that week to week.
I'm doing that right now. Dope. For one, I like this art.
That's what I was saying. Like, and I know it's not exactly like Bleach-esque, but the way it looks, like, I think the way like the eyes pop and stuff remind me of like Bleach.
It got a sharpness to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna read that whenever I get a chance. Dope. Add it.
But also sick. Yeah, Twin Star Exorcist. My boy Rokuro and his girl Benio finally got married.
Dope.
Well, they're getting married in this chapter right now.
Because it's ending soon, isn't it?
It's so here's the thing that's scaring me, bro. Is yes, it's ending soon. But like, so the last chapter, because it comes out month to month. Last chapter, he awakened his power
again.
And wait. Well, he's awakened as the Great Yang, or whatever the light version is. One of them is Great Yin, the other one's Great Yang. He's awakened his power, and basically, when he awakens his power, Benio is supposed to become 100%, like basically a Kagari or like what a demon or whatever, right? And he's supposed to become 100% like pure light and goodness, and they won't be able to actually be near each other anymore because she'll only be able to live in the Kagari world. He'll only be able to live in the human world. So they won't be able to actually be around each other any longer. So he's suppressing his power because if he goes to 100% power, he will be unable. Well, her transformation will fully go through. But basically, he comes through after awakening his power, and he goes back to the main like Exorcist Island, and all the Exorcists see him, and they're like, "Hey, yo, what's going on? Where you been at? Like, we thought you was like unconscious." He's like, "Oh no, I was, unlocking my power and shit." That's not how he said it, but he's like, "I was unlocking my power," and he's like, "I've awakened now," and they like, he's like, "Where's Benyo?" They're like, "We have her under arrest because she's a Kagari and she's broken the laws of the island or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, y'all gonna have to let her go." So they like, "Nah, if you gonna help her, then we got to take you out too." So all the exorcists, all the top dogs, like there's a panel of like 13 exorcists who are the strongest on the island. 5 of them come at him immediately, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I control all y'all power now. Like I am good. So anything that's good power can't affect me." He just re-navigates it basically. It's like redirects it. So you can't hit me with that. And I'm just like, well, that's the end of that. y'all, what y'all gonna do to my boy now?
Everything you said is Chinese to me, but it sounds dope.
Yeah, it's so
dope.
much better than the anime. I have to keep saying that. It's just the story is way more like there's way more details.
Right.
Like I don't give half the details in the story.
Right.
Because it's too much to read and tell all the details. But it's 100% like just so much better than the anime. I hate saying that because people think like, oh well, you just a manga elitist, and it's not what it is.
No, because certain shows is just better. It just is what it is.
Well, it's just the storyline is different. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I say it. That's the only reason I say it. Not because I'm a manga elitist. I just think the storyline was better. It's different.
True.
All right. So what did you read and or watch this week, brother?
I got nothing but our weeklies, bro, and Banana Fish.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I don't have anything new to add. I did watch what's that Yuzuki-chan show? I'm starting. Listen, Linda, listen. I'm starting to enjoy it, bro. I'm starting to enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot more after watching some other stuff than I did before. Okay, she got on my nerves. Yeah, the chick got on my nerves, but the comedy in it is actually pretty good. I found myself actually chuckling quite a bit watching this show. And they just introduced the main Hana's mom, which is the girl that's been kind of like forcing her loner best friend to come out of a shell and not be a loner anymore. Yeah. They introduced her mom. She's a whole waifu. I enjoy her. She's a dope little character.
Now, when you say a whole waifu, what you mean?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Oh, it just is 100%.
Yeah, she's adorable. What's funny is that the most recent episode, it was a situation to where our main character like love cats. Okay, Yuzuki-chan has a cat. The cat sits on her mother's lap, and he's staring at the cat because he has this asphyxiation with cats. He's like focused on the cat, but she thinks that he's looking at her boobs. So it's like this whole, and she's been watching like a lot of J dramas, where like older women are falling in love with younger men, and it's conflicting with her sense of I guess thought, and she's thinking that our main character's Sayuki is checking her out and shit. It was pretty funny. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next episode, only because of where this storyline is going. I do enjoy her mom as a character. I'm starting to enjoy it. I know next week not next week. How many episodes is Decadence?
12.
12. Okay.
I don't know where we at right now.
I think it's like at 9 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I did want to pick that back up.
Please do.
And start to binging it, so we can add it to the list of stuff to talk about. And then
it's about to hit episode 10. So
My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu Climax is up there too. I'm so ready to fucking start that. I spent a little bit
slice of life.
I spent a lot of time. Listen, man. I will forever take credit for this one because I've been telling you, bro. But
you don't even watch it, so I don't even know what to tell you.
Stop it.
You gotta watch it.
I watched the first 2 seasons even before you even knew what it was.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Where you at now? Where you at now, bro?
I can't watch this one week to week. This is like Haikyuu for me because this, like I said, this is one of my favorite slices of life too. Like I got to give it the Haikyuu treatment. Like I can't watch that shit week to week. Fuck that.
I almost watched Haikyuu too, but I also agree with that. Like
you cannot. That shit.
I can't.
It's too much.
It's a stressor.
Yeah, right. I could have probably done Banana Fish week to week though. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should have watched like 12 episodes one week and 12 episodes next week.
Yeah, but again, neither one of us thought it was gonna be what it was for us. We ain't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So that's not our fault, you know.
Yeah.
Let's talk that question or that topic on Facebook.
Oh, word?
Let's do it.
So on Facebook, I saw a question about if wasted potential was a person, and it's got certain characters like Miriam, Gohan, Shisui.
What? Miriam was in that?
Yes.
How, Sway?
Miriam was alive for 40 days.
Exactly. That's a long time for a villain to be alive. Put that in perspective.
My man, from birth, from inception to death, was alive for 40 days and accomplished what he accomplished.
Okay. I thought you were talking about he came in as a villain in 48, but you're right. He was born. But that's still, his potential was greatly lived out, I think, personally.
Well, so also we gotta look at the character development, right?
Yes.
So Miriam, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not trying to say like my opinion is 100% right, but Miriam, he went from entirely like bloodlust, I'm just here to feed myself, to I want to make like a actual like dystopian, like 100% like perfect utopian world.
He acquired beliefs.
Yeah, he grew from literally a monster to seeing the good and bad in people, becoming empathetic and things like that. Like,
yes,
he didn't even want to kill Netero. He didn't want to kill Netero. He literally was just like, yo, if you just relax for a second, like, we can talk this out. But you really sitting here trying to throw hands at me. And Netero couldn't do that. The strongest motherfucker that we know of in the world right now couldn't really handle him.
What's funny about that whole Ant arc is I literally thought it was filler when it first was starting. I did not know it was going to be what it was. And when it turned into what it was, I'm like, holy shit, this came from that? Because that episode of when it was all introduced was, you were just like, what the fuck is this?
Little ant.
Yeah.
That fucking big. It was a big ass ant.
It was a big ant.
It was still like it's an ant though. Like you just step on that bitch. That's the end of it.
He did such a good job of building that feeling, that sense of growth, and just I don't know, I guess torment that just became of this ant after so long. Oh, it was crazy. That was the one great thing about Hunter that like actually surprised me was how that arc came about. Like it just was so smooth because you didn't know what the fuck was happening. Yeah,
it went from, hey, this is Kite. Also, like there's this special ant that if it eats anything, it just mutates and grows off of that. And they literally just go into training, which that's, first of all, that's character development 101. Characters in fighting anime have to train. That's why we love them so much. We see them grow through their training. It's not like, they just acquired a new magic power and just started whooping on people, other than when Gon got mad. But that's also kind of justified. That's how we talk about, I think we saw about that, the ass pulls. Like, people get mad, testosterone start flowing, and shit happens, right? But, this is a whole nother scenario. But, I think that they developed that arc well for the most part. There was some lulls, but most of it was really good in my opinion.
I don't even, to be honest, I don't remember the lulls. I think the lulls were, I can't remember.
The cheetah dude fighting him was a drag to me.
You think so?
I just really didn't enjoy him. Like, I think he was like the worst character in that arc.
I mean, yeah, it was quite a few bad characters, but I still enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope. Anyway, what else? Wasted potential. What else cared? I can't believe Miriam was in there though.
Gil from Seven Deadly Sins was on there. The lightning dude.
Oh yeah.
He was trash.
Straight trash. And he came in with so much like gravitas too. Like he was just gonna be the shit.
Like he was the dude. Yeah, he was trash.
He was ass.
Now I had like obviously, we saw Gohan. Gohan is my favorite Dragon Ball character. And it sucks, bro. He is wasted potential.
I think Gotenks is wasted potential.
Gotenks or Goten?
Go tank. Can't tanks them fused. because they hit for like what, maybe 1.5 episodes.
Yeah, I think the issue is they was kids.
Yeah,
and they mentality wasn't there.
That's true.
And if you think about it, even when Goku and Vegeta do that same fusion, they get overconfident and they mentality also be like, oh shit, we just playing around. My bad. I meant to kill you.
Right. Up. Time's running out. Like that shit. It was just such. Because when that happened, when they fused, you were like, oh shit. Because they had to just, the drip was just there. You felt their spiritual pressure.
And let's also be real though. That costume is mad trash though. It's not like a drippy costume.
No,
but like it feel like the drip.
Yeah, no. He was just like the confidence exuded from him. Like you felt his shit, like his presence, and then all of a sudden, it was over.
So I made my own list of characters that I think are wasted potential. And I just wonder if you kind of vibe with me on here. Okay.
I'm going to give you some anime.
Yeah. So Fate, I pulled Berserker and Lancer. And I mean both Berserkers. Like one series, we got a little bit more about Berserker. But the initial series, like Berserker was just the Black Knight. And that was it. And he was supposed to be like, obviously, the counterpart to Artoria, right? But it's still, we had no real story about him, no development. It was just like he just fighting and that's it. I was like, okay, that's low key stupid, but it's dope, but it's stupid. Lancer, literally, he's supposed to be like one of the hardest dudes in the show, and he get dogged every trip.
Yeah, I think he was made to get his ass whooped though.
He just keep consistently catching L's.
Yeah,
to the dumbest things, like. Why y'all doing them like that? From Chivalry of a Fell Knight, we got Nagi, aka Shars.
Shars.
Who is the dude, you know, his little sister's roommate. We didn't even get to see him do anything other than when they was in the mall.
Okay, so for those of you that are unfamiliar with Chivalry of a Fell Knight, go watch it. It's a good show. I think Shars had more for another season.
Yeah,
because they always gave us glimpses and hints of a deeper story with Shars.
And he also made it to the final battle, to the selection. He made it through the selection, so he actually has dope power.
Yep.
We just never saw him do anything other than when he controlled Dude's shadow. Yep. And it was like, well, when do we get more?
He was Shikamaru in this joint.
Pick up the novel.
Yep.
Right. Then from Hunter x Hunter, I had Kite.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I would take what's her name? Is there Canary? The black chick from Killua's house.
Oh, yeah. She actually.
Oh my god! I wish she would just join. I wish she joined them
and just traveled with them.
Yes, man, that would have been so dope. These three little badass kids just destroying people.
I agree. I think that she was raw too at that point. Like she was better than dope. Like Gon at that point. She wasn't better than Killua, obviously, but she was better than Gon at that point.
Did you say Killua?
Killua?
Uh-oh, they about to give you the Aaron treatment.
Killua?
Killua is his name.
I didn't say that?
No, no.
I didn't say Killua?
No, you didn't. You said Killua.
Oh, Killua is what I meant to say. If I said it wrong, don't come at my neck. But yeah, I think that
I agree.
I think that they should have rolled together.
That shit would have been so sick. Just think about that though. Her in the Ant Arc with her fucking like damn near stealth abilities. She was sick.
Yeah.
She was sick. I loved her. I'm gonna go with anime though. And the one animated I think that I can't believe I watched all the way through was King's Game. That shit was so bad. Like so bad. But the premise and the story, it was like a horror type, psychological thriller type thing, and it was not good, dude. It was the worst, but I couldn't stop watching it because of the premise. And for those of you who aren't familiar, King's Game is about a group of students who get a text message, basically introducing them to this video game to where they have to do what the text message say, and if they don't do what the text message say, they die. And they have to like pass on a text, whatever. It's a king's game, essentially. You have to follow the king's orders. If you don't, you get punished. And I mean, from start to fucking finish, awful main character, terrible character development and pacing, just real bad. But the potential was just there. It was just so there. I can't believe I watched the whole thing. It was bad. I did not enjoy it. I do not recommend.
I think I got one more for you.
What's up?
Taiju from Darwin's Game. Not Darwin's Game. Goodness gracious. Dr. Stone.
Oh, yeah.
The muscle dude who, come on, bro. Like, I feel like he just didn't do enough. And then when he got a moment to shine, it was really just a voice line.
Yep.
And his other moment to shine was making sure that Senku didn't die. That's his other main line. And then after that, it was just like, all right,
he was gone.
We'll see you in Stone Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why that show fell off for me. And it will remain falling off for me, probably. Hopefully, Stone Wars bring it back, though. Because I like it.
Stone Wars look like it's going to be hype.
Yeah, it does. It's straight. You're right. It's straight up, dude. Let's go to this one question that we got on Twitter real quick. And I'm going to go to this question because it's from the homies over at Black Heroes, at Black Heroes 5 on Twitter, the Black Heroes podcast. Make sure you guys go check them out. Pretty dope folks. It comes from Mike over there. Let's see here.
Oh. Here.
It says, since y'all doing a watch/rewatch of Bleach, how does Ichigo stand in contention with the other big three main characters? Which is a fantastic question.
So, you want me to go first? You want to go first?
Yeah.
I feel like I talk too much. You go first.
So, I mean, for those of you who aren't familiar with the big three, based off of the manga sales back in the early 2000s, it goes, what was it? Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Okay. Regardless of what your favorites are, that is quote unquote solidified as the big three. We all have our personal big threes. That's not the question here. It's the main big three. Mm-hmm. Out of those three main characters, where does Ichigo sit in contention with those three? And I'm gonna have to say, for me, he's second. I really do love his character. I love all three of these characters, by the way. I love all three of these shows. Haven't been a big One Piece guy until I literally started watching it since we started this podcast. I started watching and got to like 536 episodes under my belt. So I think I know enough about Luffy now. I like him better than Luffy. Ichigo isn't that special. Okay. He isn't as special as Luffy. He doesn't have, I guess, the motivations that Luffy does, but it's something about his character that I don't know. He's kind of broody too, but I don't know, something about him. I rock with him, man. I root for him. I get so excited when he trains and he conquers something because he always have like the tightest situations. He always get put in the most fucked up situations to where he has to, and it's only getting worse. And he comes out of it by hard working, like a lot of little ass pulls. But still, I feel like the ass pulls in Bleach are so much more justified than most shows. It's not more just. I don't even consider Naruto as being an ass pull. I think that's just strategy and thought. But I love the fact that he's not an idiot. Like, he's actually a smart main character.
Right.
You know how they portray most of them, like Luffy's a fucking idiot. Naruto is actually dumb, but it's not like an irritating dumb. He's like I'm just not good at school kind of dumb, like a Polo, for example.
And Naruto still had like all the plans. He was actually super street smart, super like combat smart,
savvy. Yeah, he was definitely savvy, and that's why I love, like, here I might check waifu. If you can call us the Naruto stans, but I still like Naruto better than Ichigo. But I think Ichigo is better than Luffy, even though I love all three of these characters.
All right. So this is gonna sound kind of weird coming from me, but like if I had to rank them, Ichigo is gonna be last place for me.
Okay.
Of my big three ranking. But I would also put Luffy at number 1.
Okay.
I like Luffy's character, like in terms of like how he's motivated and sometimes how he pulls through and how he gathers his crew around him more. But I think Naruto is overall the better character. I just think I like Luffy better. But Naruto is I think if you had to say who actually has the better character development out of these three, 100% is Naruto.
Right.
Like Naruto beats all of them. We've also seen him since he was a kid. I mean, technically Ichigo's what, 15, 16 now? So I mean, technically he's still a kid. But we've seen way more from Naruto. But Luffy, I just like some of his moments so much more. Like,
so yeah, it's a moment thing for you, like a moment to moment.
Like if I had to say like moments that actually made me like hype, like Naruto's moments, a lot of those made me hype because of the villain, right? Like the villain that Naruto encountered and how he overcame that villain was kind of like what I liked the most about Naruto. But it was like with Luffy, it was Luffy himself and how he overcame that villain, not so much, the villain included with that.
Luffy caused too many problems for me.
100%. But I also...
Yeah, that's the only reason why he would be last. He just caused way more problems than he was even necessary. Yeah, like he
walked into trouble. Yeah. I like that energy though, like and I only like it for like for instance, when your friends are in trouble and Luffy not the smartest, he just like, I gotta throw hands. That's all I know to save my friends.
And that's my problem. If you're all about your friends, if you're all about my crew, my friendship, you do everything to put them in danger. You do nothing to like, not saying you have to run from a fight or anything like that.
Right.
Well, what I'm saying is you instigate the situation opposed to control the situation. You just, I'm going to go by myself, which then means that your crew is going to be by themselves with these other powerful ass people that they're definitely going to have a hard time with because you have Usopp in your fucking crew. Like
Usopp was the GOAT. You don't even know.
It's just, you got Nami in your crew. Nami's okay too, but like you have about 3 people who can handle themselves at least. Well, they can handle themselves pretty well now after the time skip because I just got to the time skip in that whole arc. Yeah. They can handle themselves pretty well now, but before they were like, you were just kind of like leaving them with, you had Zoro and you had Sanji, the only other 2 people that can handle themselves in that crew. And then Robin came in and then she can, of course, she can handle herself.
And Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke came through late though. That was just right before the time skip.
And Jinbei.
I don't know. He's not even in the crew yet for me.
And Chopper. Chopper came.
Chopper came.
But Usopp can handle himself, if we being real.
He can't,
Usopp
man.
don't really lose.
Yes, he does. Usopp lost every fucking fight I've watched so far, dog. Every fight he lost so far. He had to get saved by somebody else.
Usopp beat the Catman.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. I know.
He got his ass stomped.
I'm just throwing shit out there. Usopp. I like Usopp. I like Sogan.
I can't stand him. He's my least favorite Straw Hat. Only because he's so annoying. It might change. Like I said, I'm at the time skip. He hasn't gotten into trouble yet. So
yeah,
we shall see what it is. But yeah, that's where we rank him. Tell puts Ichigo last. I put him second. Which I think reasons are justified, and I also think that segues perfectly into our Bleach talk. You like what I did last episode?
Hey.
I'm doing that again. Adding that precipice of death behind us. I love that song.
That was hard, yeah.
So the Zanpakuto arc, we deep in it. I'm actually 1 episode away from 2 episodes away from finishing it.
I'm like, what is it like? I'm like 15 some episodes out there, but I'm in it. I know what's happening. I've watched this arc before, so what are you thinking about this arc so far, Polo?
I mean, you got to go first because I don't know exactly where you stopped.
Okay, well, where I stopped is Byakuya like, yeah, you can't do this. You're not fighting. You're not gonna kill Muramasa.
So this is where he just stepped in from Miramasa.
Yeah.
Okay, he's riding with Miramasa right now.
Yeah, but basically, how I feel about Bleach, at least this Zanpakuto arc, is that it's just really good. I feel like this is like, you don't agree with me?
No, I mean, I do 100%.
Oh,
I'm shaking my head because
I'm like, hold up, what the fuck is going on?
I'm shaking my head because I agree.
Okay, no. So look, I feel like this is one of those moments where each character gets developed.
Yes.
Each and every character gets developed. Characters that we want to see more of gets developed. And it's also like, why wasn't this in the main storyline? Like, they didn't think about this. Like, it makes sense because like the first time we saw like Zabumaru, like Renji's Zanpakuto, right? Zabumaru. The first time we saw him as like the monkey with the snake tail, it was like that should have been a reality. Like, this is what the Zanpakuto look like, or this is something that they can materialize into. And then we saw Zangetsu, and we see Zangetsu's an old man, or not really an old man, but a grown man with a long black cloak, and you know, he looked raw, and it's like, yo, this is a reality. Like the Zanpakuto look like their own beings, you know. So why is it that they don't actually come outside or materialize in the real world?
I'm glad they don't.
I mean, no, I get it, but why aren't they something that was like deeper? You know, why didn't they have a deeper storyline? And this. Oh,
you saying prior to them giving us this arc?
Yeah,
I see.
This wasn't initially in the manga,
right? So
the fact that the anime was like, yo, we gotta do something while they're writing chapters. Let's throw in a dope ass arc about the Zanpakuto.
Listen, I said this on Twitter to Unbother Mike. Shout out to Unbother Mike at Anime Podcast. Go listen to them; they're awesome. But I said this to him, I'm like, this would have been perfect right after Aizen got what he needed from the Soul Society and dipped. Once he got out and dipped, this would have been a perfect place for them to put this Zanpakuto arc. Until the end, though. The end, they kind of start talking a little bit of Arankar, but they could have like retconned that into something else. Because I can't spoil. I don't want to spoil it for you, but they could have put this arc and it could have been canon. And if they would have done that, it would have made this shit. I mean, it's still great, but it would have made it even better for the simple fact is I'm so attached to these Zanpakuto now. Like every time I see them use it or fucking Byakuya hit scatter, it's so fucking sick, man. Now that I know who these what their I guess personalities are. Yeah, there it is. Right. Personalities.
And the Hiyarimaru, which is the ice dragon Zanpakuto, like that moment was awesome. It's just a lot of really good moments. I liked seeing Ichigo like not being completely powerless without his Zanpakuto, but it's also like them thinking like, how do I go about, like each of them have their own struggle with their Zanpakuto, which is what makes it cool. Like it's not that they are all directly like trying to do the same exact thing, because their Zanpakutos all have their own gripes and issues with what's going on. Some Zanpakuto literally just want to fight. Kenpachi might be out here like, hey, look, I don't know my Zanpakuto name, but my Zanpakuto also probably is tired of fighting, tired of clashing. You know, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened because I don't quite remember if Kenpachi even get brought up in this shit. But if he does. Yeah, I figure he did, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what we're doing, right? If the Zanpakuto have their own mentalities and their own mental states, like, it gets like dope. It's crazy. I'm so hyped that they actually brought this in. What happened? Where you at now? I don't mind spoilers. I'm gonna watch it anyway. It ain't gonna change that. I've seen it before. It's been years. I need a refresher.
They figured out where Miramasa's original state is from. His whole plan went to shit, and then I really don't, because I do want to hear your natural thoughts about it. I really don't want to remind you, because I really want you to see how it plays out, because it's so fucking intriguing, man. It's so fucking intriguing, especially everything they do with the head captain, like
because the head captain Zanpakuto won't trade on them, so. What they sealed him, right? Like if I remember correctly, they tried to seal him away.
Yes.
And he's in like a giant ring of fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
That's all I remember. I don't remember exactly what happened.
It's way more to that particular seal than that. Man, fuck it. I don't want to do it because it's such.
Just do it. I'm gonna watch it anyway. It literally don't make a difference. Bro.
No, because it's actually a great moment. It's a great fucking moment. Like it legitimately had me standing up out of my seat type of great moment. Like not as far as great as in like, oh shit, this happened. That's dope type of moment. But oh shit, that happened. Fuck type moment. You know what I mean?
Yamato was like, I'm about to smoke all you motherfuckers, and they was like, yeah, let's get him out of here.
Not quite,
but I know, I get it.
Not quite.
I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but I'm not gonna say. All right, I'm just gonna watch it.
Just watch it, bro. I think you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna be like, oh, that's why he didn't want us, because you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be like, fuck. But yeah, this arc had me feeling everything, like sadness, happiness, oh shit type moments. You know, the different types of ways you could say oh shit. I said them all types of ways, man. I really do love Renji Zanpakuto though. Also the what's the head of the stealth division?
Stinger.
Her little Zanpakuto is like a little fairy. And when they fight, you probably didn't get to that yet, but when they fight,
not there yet, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's like, oh damn, because they're okay. I'm gonna explain this one. This one's spoiler.
They're like touch of death, like you know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna explain this one. Them two she's considered the fastest of the captains in the entire Soul Society, because obviously she was trained by
Yoruichi.
Yeah, Yoruichi, and she's obviously the fastest ever. But she's the fastest. So is her Zanpakuto. They're equally fast. The problem with that though is that her Zanpakuto being smaller makes her she's not faster, but makes her harder to hit.
Harder to hit.
Yeah, exactly, because of the speed in which they fight at. So she was fucking stinging her ass everywhere across her body. And then that captain she does the thing that Yoruichi taught her, where she surrounds herself in what is it called? Hado. Yeah, the Hado. And fucking rips her Zanpakuto's arm or her stinger off, just rips that shit off because she surrounded herself in it right in the nick of time. And the way that play out is like she was playing chess the entire time they was fighting, and that shit was so fucking dope. That shit was
Yoruichi taught her well.
Yeah, and I didn't even like her fucking character because she was the one that would say dumb shit like yeah, this is what my power do, and this is how I'm going to attack you, and watch out. And then like one of the Iran cards is like, okay, so if that's your power, why would you tell me what it do? You could have just killed me. And after he said that, I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck her. She's stupid. I can't stand her dumb ass.
Oh man, but you were saying that's how they are from the jump anyway. You're like, why do everybody explain their power in this show?
Right.
Just kill him.
Right. Kill everybody but Ichigo. Ichigo don't be saying shit about what he got. He just do it.
And I was thinking that too. I was thinking about like how there was like everybody want to capture Ichigo alive, right? Nobody actually want to kill Ichigo. Everybody like keep Ichigo alive. I want to see Ichigo myself. Blah blah blah. Except for Aizen. Aizen just like smoked that dude. But it's like they say let's keep Ichigo alive, but I don't think it makes sense. Like if you were the captain, if you were Captain Mayuri who wants to study everybody, if you were the Rankar who makes dolls of everybody, what's his name, Suzayo or whatever his name is. If you were them and you wanted to capture somebody and say, all right, this is what we do to like get information or something like that, I understand. Capture Ichigo alive. That makes sense. Why everybody else want to capture Ichigo alive? Everybody else should just be like, kill that motherfucker.
As soon as we possibly
Y'all literally, you a villain. Kill Ichigo. He is literally the one that every time he come around, they be like, oh, this spiritual pressure. Like, just kill him. Kill him. Jump that man.
Straight up.
He is causing all the most problems right now. Jump him.
Everybody in the world of Bleach has way too much fucking confidence. Like, everybody is just like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Watch, my power is this. I understand why they do that, because they need to explain what the fuck is going on. But yeah, because there's no real other way to do that in this show.
Sometimes, an explanation is good enough to just watch, though,
Like, yeah.
It would be different if we were deaf and we needed it to be explained to us. But if you realize there's a lot of anime we watch now that they don't explain anything.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
They literally just say this is what's happening, or you see what's happening right there.
Right.
Like they explain how the Rasengan works. Every Rasengan after that, we didn't get no explanation.
No. And the way they explain the way the Rasengan works is through training.
Right. So it's like, like it's different. We ain't gotta hear about everybody's ability. Planetary devastation. We see
this motherfucker
what the fuck is about to hit Florida. Just stop.
Yeah, it's that's the only fucking gripe I have though. Other than that, man, I love this show.
Bleach is fire. I'm 100% agree with that. I would definitely say at this point, I would definitely put it over One Piece in terms of I enjoyed this series more. If we were ranking a series from the big three,
yes,
I enjoyed more than One Piece. Naruto's still number one from the big three.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, this is much more digestible than One Piece, because One Piece has a lot of moments where I'm like, okay, this no, don't do that. Like I feel more attached to One Piece's crew, but nothing else. I feel attachments to these villains somehow. Like they do a good job of explaining. I don't know, man. I don't know.
One Piece has too many characters sometimes.
Yes.
There's new characters every episode.
Yes, I agree. And then the whole gum thing also blows my fucking mind.
I don't know why.
Because it's like
Bleach, you spend 3 episodes fighting a villain, you have to like that villain at some point.
Yeah. Right.
2 episodes, 2.5, something like that.
Yeah, maxed out. All right. Let's get to know my check waifu before we head into the break. For those of you who don't know, this is our segment, Get to Know My Check Waifu. We have a docket full of 100+ questions. And what we do is we roll a random number generator associated with a question, and then we read that question off to you guys and we both answer it. This week I get to roll the random number generator. I believe what's the max? We got
the number right now. We at 101. Had to ask some more questions to it.
101. We're running out of questions. Ask them questions. All right, and the number is actually 5. Wow.
Okay. Number 5. What is your favorite ending song?
Ooh, shit.
I'm about to pull mine up right now.
Damn.
Can you think of it?
No, I can't. See, you get to listen to yours. I can't do that.
All right. So I know I turned it off. But look, my favorite ending song is the second ending from Inuyasha. It's called Feke Mori. And it's the one that starts off with Sesshomaru just chilling.
Okay, yeah, no.
Inuyasha's dad and shit out there, and it's just the bones.
I love that shit. Yeah, that's the one.
It might be because it's just like the memories.
Yeah.
But that shit, I love that song. It's so chill.
It's so live. It's funny because on Twitter, we got a Panda asks if we do a karaoke night, what we'll be singing. I'll just put that for both of us. I'm like, yeah, that'll be it. We'll be karaoke in that.
Or runner up. Samurai Champloo, Shiki no Uda.
I still like Red Doors. Open the red doors. You remember I showed you that a long time ago? It's from 18 If, the anime.
Yeah. Was that the ending or opening?
That was the ending. No.
Okay.
Was it the opening? It could have been. It might have been the opening. Fuck.
Yeah, I think that was the opening.
That was the opening.
But that was hard.
Shit hard. That's a good question. All right. Before we go to break, I want to introduce. Well, we played a song from him prior, but this is another song from Padius. Love his fucking music. This one was just uploaded August 13th though. It's called "Hold Me Like I'm Your Rose and You're My Jack." It's a fucking fantastic song. Make sure you guys check out his SoundCloud, his Spotify. Links is in the show notes and attached to the announcement tweet of this episode. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at MyCheckWaifu and enjoy the song by Padius. Love it. And welcome back to Mic Check Waifu episode 65, brought to you by Loot Complex. Make sure y'all go to shop.miccheckwaifu.com. Check out some of our merch. Tails rocking it right now on the video version if you have access to that by supporting our Patreon at patreon.miccheckwaifu.com. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. It means a lot. Again, we still have more content coming soon. It's just going to take us a little bit longer because, to be honest, this review... Speaking of review, for those of you who aren't familiar with a Mic Check Waifu review, because we haven't done one in a while, we have a whole system with it. You got the scale pulled up, Tel?
I do.
It goes like this. So we rated the anime by 5 categories. The 5 categories are...
Let me list them off.
Yes, sir.
We have pacing, plot, animation, sound design, characters, and then our collaborative ratings, obviously.
Yes. So after we rate those 5 categories with using a 20-point scale, the 20-point scale being 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way up to 10, we collaborate our score together and give the overall score for the show. The last show we rated was 91 Days. which was episode, I think, 61. And this time is Banana Fish. Shout out to Scuba Steve. First, we're going to start off with general thoughts of Banana Fish before we go into our individual categories. And I want to start off with this one.
Go ahead.
General thoughts of Banana Fish. This was hard to watch. Now, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'll get to what I mean later. But when I watched 8 episodes of the show, I feel like I watched 24 already. Like, I watched 8 episodes and I'm like, man, fuck it. How many? Am I on like episode 20 right now? What the fuck is going on? No, I wasn't. I was just at episode 8 and I just had to turn it off. I'm like, I can't do this. It was too much. It's too much. And that's not, again, it's not necessarily saying I didn't like the anime. It's a lot. For those of you that don't know, Banana Fish, don't listen to this review because it's going to be full of spoilers. But it's a show that is so hard to explain that I think you should just watch it. So for everybody who don't know what Banana Fish is, don't even listen to this any further. Just watch the show and then come back to this review. But Tel, what's your overall thoughts, man?
So, overall thoughts, like, I think the show is enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's what 91 Days wanted to be.
Yes.
Like, better story, not too much detail, but like overall better characters in my opinion. Like, everything was developed more. But there was also, I think there was much more disposable characters in this show as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there was some loose ends that I didn't necessarily enjoy, but overall, I would say it's a pretty solid show.
Yeah, that's the word I would give it. The praise it got, I understand why it got it, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Again, the show is good. It's definitely good. It's definitely better than 91 Days. What else would I would say is better than on our
Demon
list?
Lord retry.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's not hard to do. Very low bar with that one. Yeah, damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna just start off by saying too, the fucking music in this anime, incredible.
That is
fucking incredible, bro.
Yeah, that's the one of the high points of the sound design.
Yeah. For me, the only high point of the sound design, because everything else sounded like kind of poop.
Say that.
Sorry.
Say that.
I had to text tell him like, yo, go to this episode at this time code.
Episode 10, 11 minutes and 22 seconds in.
Yeah.
It was like this grenade that goes off.
It's just said,
first of all, the fucking grenade launcher.
Yeah. It was awful. Yeah. It was not like a real one at all.
It sounded like when the grenade actually exploded. It sounded as if like they this is what it sounded like to me, and this could just be from my experience. It sounded like they had like a clash or a boom or something that they made, and obviously this is how sound design works anyway. But
right.
they made the boom sound right, but it was too low, so they amplified it super loud to make it louder and sound like a bigger boom. But then they realized, oh shit, it's too loud. We got to reprocess that sound and then downscale it again, and it sounds double processed.
That's exactly like right.
Overdid the sound.
Yo, that's exactly right. Like, it's just compressed to all hell. That is exactly right. Like, it's like the wave file was just compressed several times before they put it on the actual anime.
That's exactly how I felt. That's what I thought it sounded like. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not a music professional, but I've messed with some music enough to like mess with sounds and know what overly compressed sounds like. And that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. It sounded real muffled. It was hilarious. But other than that, the music.
So let's talk about the story a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we want to say we're gonna get into spoilers right here.
Yeah, full spoilers in Banana Fish story. It was a lot. It's a lot to that fucking story.
This story gave me like we said with 91 Days. I feel like I didn't care as much about the characters in 91 Days as I care here.
Yes.
And I don't care about every character. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the characters have some understandable means. Like some of them, not all of them.
Definitely not all of them.
I liked Shorter.
Love Shorter.
Ash. I think Ash was kind of fire, low key.
Yeah,
Like,
he was dope.
like, like he was. I say low key because it was like I would not say Ash is typically a character I would say I think is dope, but his skills, his
talent,
his overall, I do think that he was like, they kind of like idolize, like they kind of gave him this in the beginning. He didn't seem like this super special character.
Yeah, made him a larger than life.
Towards the middle is when they made him like he's basically Iron Man, but like without a super suit kind of deal.
Yeah,
like he's got this super high IQ and that kind of stuff, which I'm okay with that. But it's also like I feel like it wasn't really implemented. Like to me, but I guess IQ doesn't necessarily mean he's a genius. It just means that he pays attention to things and has a good way of putting things together, right?
Right.
They showed us his first like signs of being like the supercomputer smart kind of dude when he was hacking, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I enjoyed his character. Like I think that he was a character that fit perfectly into this show. Like the way it circled around him was perfect. It was more or less like how the other characters didn't necessarily fit perfectly into the story.
Yes. So for me, that's exactly right. I did not, and I still don't believe AG was a good character at all. I mean, he's probably one of the worst anime characters I've ever seen in my life. For one, like it's just he was fucking god awful. I don't understand or believe Ash caring so much. That bothered me. I guess they called him his salvation a few times, which was, I'm like, but why though? Because you literally just met this guy at one of your fucking hideouts with you being a boss. And he just asked to touch your gun, and then all of a sudden, y'all got this friendship after Skip gets bodied. And like, I didn't sense why they were so attached to each other. I didn't get that, I guess that attachment that he got. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I got the symbolism because of, the first thing was like when he went flying, and, when he did the pole vault. Yeah. He saw I think what he saw was like the idea that AG was free, and he still feels like that's what he should be. Like that's the whole idea behind him being the Lynx, that he's never been tamed. Yeah. But to him, he may feel like he's been tamed, and AG may be that him coming out of his shell, but he wanted to be free in a different sense, right?
Right.
But I agree with you. I agree with you that AG didn't fit. Like, no. They could have made him fit differently.
Yes.
Like AG, he tried too hard to fit into Ash's life.
Yes.
When, let's be real, AG wasn't that. And if AG would have turned into some badass who was like, I'm a shoot, I'm gonna try and shoot or something like that, and actually hit a couple of shots, maybe I'd have been like, all right, well, I mean, I see a little bit of change here in your character.
Right.
I see where you're going with this, but he didn't. And then he ended up leaving anyway in the end.
You want to know something that me and you, we talked about this before. We have a whole episode, basically, not a whole episode, but an episode pretty much discussing this in its entirety. The representation of, maybe they were like bisexual or gay or whatever the case may be. I appreciate that representation. But what I think would have played it better is if they would have just made it, because they kind of like lightly touched on it between those two. But they kind of made it like a brotherly friendship. It would have been better if it was a love interest.
Bro, I was thinking the same exact fucking thing.
It would have been better if they just made him a full love interest, because then it will be much more understanding as to why it was so hard for him to let him go. Like, right.
I agree entirely with that, because I was thinking the same thing as like they ended with this brotherly love, but it was like that wasn't how it was portrayed. Almost, it seemed like there was much more adoration, much more love between them than that, and that's what made it seem like if that was the scenario, where if they would have stopped calling him big bro, if they would have stopped doing that, that would have been different. Right? Like they should have just been like, let this be the dude that Ash actually try and sleep with, that he actually cares about, something like that. I don't know. But I mean, they even touched on the fact that Ash had a girl that he really liked at some point. and
then when they brought that up, I'm like, they should have made Edgy her. I mean, not saying, that Edgy and him could have been, they could have, but when he was talking about this girl, the way he was talking about her, his emotions and the feeling, he changed, like it changed completely. He softened up, and that I think would have played better with what this story was, because then the girl, you would understand it a lot more if the girl can't defend herself, or you would have understood it a lot more if every time she was in trouble, Ash came to the rescue because he was just so in love with her. But the whole brotherly best friend shit that they pull with Edgy, it's like, it was all just fucking. Edgy's he's just like my least favorite character ever of all time. You liked him?
I like Max though.
Oh, Max was fucking dope. Yeah, I like Max, man. I liked their whole beef at first when he was locked up with
but it was like
Ash.
Max was like the whole time trying to save him, but then when Ash is like, hold up, you knew my brother, bruh?
Yeah.
Are you for real? And like that hit, I was like, Ash want to smoke him, like get him, Ash. But I was also like, don't get him, Ash. Like let he's trying to help you, bro. Just understand. And Ash like, nah, I don't want to hear that, Montel. I want to smoke this cat. Let me get in. I enjoyed Ash's relationship with a lot of the characters. Just not. I didn't like AG. Another character I didn't like was Yu Lung Lee, the dude with the long black hair. And I'll tell you why I didn't like him.
Okay.
He is supposed to be this assassin-esque character.
And that's what I was confused about. That.
He dropped from the assassin game after.
What happened? I thought I was tripping, bro. Okay. All right.
Like, come on, bro.
I was losing my mind. I'm like, wait, didn't he like silently walk up? Didn't he pull some Byakuya shit?
Yeah, he was like
flash stepped and paralyzed people.
I didn't hear your footsteps, Yeah. And it was like, so like, I'm gonna be real with you. I walk like that. Like, you can't hear my footsteps as I walk into the room. I'm letting you know now. Like, I don't care if the floor is creak or not. But this dude, he went from I can put you to sleep with a needle and sneak some poison into your cup to I need help assassinating Ash. Come on, bro. You need to put in some work yourself.
He got slapped around. He was he started slapping people out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, bro, you had needles in your hair that fucking paralyzed people. What happened? I know all the pressure points. They made him seem like a demon at first.
Right. Right. Blanca, though. Talk about a demon.
Yeah, that's a motherfucking demon.
Blanca, I did enjoy him. They developed him so fast, bro.
Yes. They developed
and made him enjoyable.
Fast. Yeah.
But like they made him enjoyable. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like they gave us him at like what, episode 18?
Mm-hmm.
And by episode 24, it was like Blanca's that dude.
He's that dude. I mean, he was that dude the moment he was hired. I'm like, oh, this fucking guy's nasty.
And we was like, hold up, did he trained Ash in 2 years on how to be who he is, and his character. He offered Ash, he's like, come to the Caribbean with me, like let's leave this basically, and he was the epitome of like what a hard character should be. Like, he's hard and assassin,
right? But
trying to break that mindset. That was I liked Blanca a lot too.
All right, real quick before we get into this review, give me 2 seconds to go back to Edgy, okay? I just want to explain my hatred. Okay, watching this show, there is literally every instance of fucking pure anguish in the show was because of Edgy. Am I wrong? Like, so we got him screaming Ash when fucking he's hiding behind a wall of a house. He screams Ash and alert everybody that Ash is outside of the fucking window, and he get his stepmom killed and his dad killed.
Fighting on top of the bridge.
Ash is fighting on top of the bridge. Ash get cut in the gut. Like, what? Stop. Just all you had to do was leave. Imagine this show if he would have left the moment he pole vaulted over that wall, and that was the end of it. Imagine if he left.
I think imagine if Ash actually had left with him at the end. I think because how it ended, it fits the story, but it's also like, for real.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
I mean, it was better than 91 Days because they don't give you anything. They don't
Yeah.
give you any kind of indication as to what happened. But in this, we know that's the end.
Yeah.
You know, they're never going to see each other again.
It didn't hit. I wasn't not once through the show was I sad about anything. Maybe Skip. I was sad about Skip. Cause I'm like, goddamn, this show just fucking started.
I was sad about the shorter shit. That shit hit. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
bro?
the short.
I was salty.
I wasn't sad though.
I guess I wasn't sad. I was more like, what the? Like, I was like more like, damn, like for real, they did him like that. Like,
I think that we feel the same way. Like, damn, that's fucked up.
But they also put him in a jar. That's
fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like, I can't believe y'all killed him, cut his brain out, and put him in a jar. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, but that's again, that's where this plot kind of fell apart too. Ash burnt shorter.
They had already cut his brain out. You remember?
Oh,
they didn't show us, but they had already said like that was their intention, was they needed a brain to study.
Yeah, I thought he stopped them from doing that because they didn't make it clear that he actually had the brain. When he got down there, body was already on the table. Yeah, they were in the middle of cutting though.
No, they weren't. He was already cut open, bro.
Damn.
They didn't even show the head because it was like supposed to be grotesque, I guess is what they would say.
I see.
But that's when they already had him cut open, which is, I mean, that's fucked up. But
that is, yeah.
All right, where are we starting at, bro?
What's on the list?
All right, you want to start with pacing?
Let's do it.
How was the pacing for you?
I don't even fucking know. Where was I? You know, like it again. I watched episode 8. I feel like I was 24 episodes in after episode 8. I think the pacing was good. I think it was just so heavy that it was so heavy on plot that I don't know how to fucking explain it till, okay? This is the toughest. I even said this to myself. I thought I said it on Twitter, but I never sent the tweet out. Apparently, this is the hardest review I'm going to have to do because again, the pacing was long. It felt just fucking long, and it dragged so long, but it wasn't bad.
I agree with that. I already got my rating for this, so go ahead, give me yours.
It was heavy. There was really no downtime. Everything had a purpose. I'm gonna say the pacing was. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because it was good.
Yeah.
Even as long as it felt.
I gave it the exact same thing, 7.5, because I agree. Like there was no downtime. I agree that it felt like not necessarily that things were misplaced or mispurposed. It was just almost like, I don't know. It's almost like shit was too intentional.
Yeah.
But
as weird
there
as
was
that
no
sounds,
there was no missed beats, so I can't be mad at that. Like I think that they hit that pacing right on the head.
I agree. Yeah, no missed beats. That was good.
Plot,
man.
So on the plot side, I think the story was very straightforward.
Yes.
And the intention from the beginning, from the first episode, they showed us what Banana Fish was, and then they jumped into the characters, right? So I feel like from the jump, they showed us what Banana Fish was, and then in the end, they figured out what it was, but it was almost like they shut it down, but how it ended, I guess, how they really shut it down was not my favorite shutdown, but then how the story itself ended was like, okay. Well, is there more? We know that if you see the blood and then the characters, whatever, then that's the end of that character. That's not happening. I don't like how he survived everything but that.
So what you got? Sorry.
For plot, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. Yeah, for me, this fucking story was great. I enjoyed the whole premise of the whole banana fish thing, the way it worked, what they were trying to do with it, the whole black market fucking underworld undertone it had with it But I do think,
legislatures.
yeah. I do think you're right. All the child porn stuff though, I couldn't stand that. Like that's
I
what
think that's just like us though. Like, you know, and I'm not saying like us, but like any sane person, that's gonna make them sick.
Yeah,
I don't think that takes away from the story. It's just like
it didn't add to it either, man.
Yeah, it was much.
It didn't add to it either. I understand. Yeah, it was just too much of that, and like, yeah, it's too much of it. But like you said, the whole story wrap, I get it. He was reading a letter from Eiji. Even him gone, he was still a fucking in the way, even while he was gone, because it was just enough for Ash to drop his guard because he was reading a letter from him. And because of that, he was shanked, basically.
Yeah, he'd have been shot 4 times.
Yep. I think the ending was I do agree with you. I don't like the ending. Fuck. I do like the overall story though, man. The gang shit.
I mean, and that's why I struggle with putting it at 7, because I kind of feel like the story is better than the 7 for sure. It's just the ending is garbage, which I almost gave garbage. It like an 8.5 something, 8 for the story, but I didn't want to like. I just don't like that ending at all.
Yeah,
I feel like that wrap up was trash. I feel like, and I'm not trying to sway your.
No, I agree with you 100%.
I don't like how it ended with Dino. You know, Papa Dino. I don't like that ending. I like that banana fish is no longer a thing because of how they ended it, but there's still a whole like society of people out there who want that same information and who are bound to have it on their computer somewhere. Somebody has to have it.
It almost seemed like they didn't. Again, we talked about this, I think, on After Story that I never put up because I'm so sorry, y'all. But I was trying to catch up with this show. It almost felt like they didn't know how to wrap it, and
right. And that was what I was scared about when I was talking. I was texting you and said that's my biggest fear is that I don't think they're gonna wrap this right.
Yeah, I think they didn't know how to wrap it. It felt super rushed to the last 2 episodes with everything but again, the initial storytelling of Banana Fish and the espionage and again the underworld undertones. Did you feel though there was I don't know, like, I guess because they had the cops in their pockets, but I feel like there was no sense of like law. Like I feel like they had a get out of jail.
Yeah, they had cops in the show, but the cops didn't feel like they were doing cop jobs.
It was weird.
And I get it. They did have the law in the pockets. They or the law in a pocket. There was literally like government officials helping the illegal shit.
Right.
So I get that idea, but like, dude, low key transferred himself $90 million from offshore accounts. And I'm just like,
yeah.
How did the CSI not see that, or CIA or whatever? Yeah, how did CIA not see that, or FBI not see that?
Yeah.
To know that you just transferred $90 million out of an account that they probably know exists because he's helping the government.
Well, if it's to an escrow, then probably not though, because you can't trace those, you know. But I man, this is a hard review. I'm gonna give it a 7.5, only because I did enjoy the baseline of this story.
Mm-hmm.
I do. The ending was too awful though.
All right, next part, Polo, is animation.
Oh boy, Mappa. This officially made me not a fan of Mappa and made me so fucking concerned about Attack on Titan season 4.
I wouldn't be concerned about Attack on Titan.
Why?
That's what, because you know how many illustrators they have. Studio Mappa, they have their illustrators for Attack on Titan already. That's
why I'm thinking God of High School is starting to look so bad, because they put all the good shit over there. I'm hoping that's the dream. I'm hoping, but this fucking Mappa, dude. This animation was a poor. There were 2 or 3 scenes in this show that was fucking dope. A couple of fights that were dope, but it's like after that they said, okay, we're gonna storyboard this whole thing out. These are the scenes that we're gonna put the budget into, and then that's it. The rest of everything else looked so stiff and just it was it was like watching a slideshow at a lot of points. Like, I mean, it was still images with mouth flaps a lot of the time with no background, foreground going on. For me, this animation was probably the worst part of the entire show. I sent Tel a screenshot of what looked like
it wasn't as bad as Seven Deadly Sins.
It wasn't as bad, but it was fucking awful. They did it was the fingers being way larger than yeah. And the hand being about 2 inches wide. It was just, it's a lot of that too. It's not like just one quick pause and it's there. It was just a lot of ugliness. For me, this animation gets a whole 5.
Damn. Okay.
I hated it. I just hated it because it was so much good in it. And I'm like, yo, I can't. This is ugly as fuck, but I'm so in it. Like, I'm so enthralled with this story. It was just ugly.
So, my favorite animated part was the fight in the museum.
Yep.
Which was probably the best animated part.
Yep.
Especially when Ash put up behind dude and his eye turns into like the cat eye.
Dude.
And I'm just like, yo, that shit was hard. But then it went right back to everything else after that.
Mm-hmm.
I give the animation a 6.5. I think a 5 is trash. Like, that means it's trash.
That's where I am.
It's not. I don't think it's that bad. I think it was bad. Yes, I think that a 6 is justified. I gave it 6.5 because it had moments, but a 5, bro.
A whole 5. That's it.
Polo is like, don't watch Banana Fish. Just
no. You could definitely no. This is a must watch. I think still, but it's ugly as fuck. It's so ugly.
There was just like. The amount of moments that were good were countable on
literally
half your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for animation, I'm not saying it was like the story. Like you said again, the story was the highest point of the show. But yeah, that over the wall scene with the pole vault,
that was,
and then that museum scene. That's like episode 3 to episode 22, 23.
There was. One moment during that Arthur fight before the train came that looked good, and then the train came, and then it was it was something else. It looked like South Park.
Yeah, they have 200 employees in Studio Mappa. So they got the good ones on. Stuff.
Okay, so you're on their wiki right now.
Yeah.
How many shows that they animated that came out the year that Banana Fish, which was 2018?
Oh, that's just going on any list.
Well, the wiki had like a list of their shit there, but
did it?
Mm-hmm. Like you could see works and it breaks it up by day.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean by year, not day. Here it is. I got it.
Yeah, I ain't got it.
2018, Banana Fish and Zombieland Saga was the only thing that they did, really? Oh, well, no. 2000. Okay, so 2017 and 2018. So
2017 had a lot of shit. Rage Up 100 looked good.
Kakaguri, they did that one, really?
Yeah, that's crazy because Kakaguri
looks
really
fucking
good.
Amazing.
See what I mean, though? Because Attack on Titan looks really good, too. Like I said, Rage of Bahamut looks good.
Interesting. Okay. Dororo don't look too bad either.
The later seasons of Hajime no Ippo looks really good too. Just saying.
I think the earlier Hajime looked better though.
I think it's more or less the. I'm not saying. I just think it was the better fighting. Some of the fighting sequences look a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't get that far either. So
they
got some stuff.
Portion, brother, is sound design.
This was my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
Again, music wise, soundtrack wise, sound effects. No, not so much. But music, man, I found myself bobbing my head a few times, quite a few times.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, this is dope. For me, this gets an 8. I love the intro. The intro was sick, even though my
both intros. There was 2 intros.
Yeah, oh yeah. I like the outros too. When the outros would come on when they were still inside of the scene too, that shit felt good. It sounded nice, transitioned nice. What's up?
I did enjoy the second intro better.
Yeah, I liked them both. Both of them was like I can go back and listen to them both for real.
Yeah, the outros I enjoyed both of those. I agree with that too.
Yeah.
The music I did enjoy. The voices weren't like bad in my opinion. Like they didn't have any like those annoying like I said. You know how I looked for a dub of this. I sincerely looked like
there isn't one.
Where could I find a dub? And I couldn't find one.
I think the only reason why this didn't get, not the only reason why, but one of the reasons why I didn't get dubbed because of the amount of the amount of rape in it.
Yeah, it's hard to.
It's definitely a trigger warning for that. It's hard to sit through.
But yeah, sound design to me was a 7.5. I actually think it was really good, except for the nuances in the sound for like bombs and stuff like that.
That's the only reason why it's like not a 9, because the music was that good to me. Like all of it, background music, scene change music, transition music, fucking emotional, angry music.
There were some points to me where music just cut off though and didn't like fade, and I was like, I ain't really like how that did. But
I didn't remember that.
It was like a part where the music cut on, and I was like, okay, that's hard. And I literally because you literally just said something about how the music was so good. And then I was like on like episode, I think it had to be like episode 21 or 22 or something. Like you had literally just said how good the music was. And I'm literally just like, yeah, he right. Because as soon as you said it, it was like hitting. I was like, yeah, this shit hard. And then it was like,
I missed out.
Do that like that. Like it wasn't even a moment where music shit just like cut. Like, but yeah, I thought the music was great.
Straight up. All right, well, till I do that, I feel like
you still gotta do characters.
Oh, characters. Oh shit, that's right. Characters. Damn, when I look at it, maybe the character, because I liked everybody except for Edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Dino was a demon.
Mm-hmm.
The long haired dude wasn't. He was not quite a demon.
Yeah,
a fake one. I like Max and his wife Jessica.
Yes,
I love her. She was great.
Yes. Even a little interaction with their son was dope. I was like, hey, okay, I see you.
I liked it. The funny moments in this show was actually pretty good too. But I like Sing. I like Kane. There were definitely a bunch of memorable characters with a lot of forgettable like fodder, like a lot of people that needed to die.
Mm-hmm.
I even like Arthur. He was fucking diabolical.
Yeah, he was kind of relatable. You know, he saw you that like, yo, dude, getting all this attention, and it's like I'm out here doing all this work to like,
right.
Yeah.
For me, characters is gonna be a 7.5 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. No, fuck it. I'm going 8 because I really did like Ash that much. But I hated Edgy, so it would have been 8.5.
I feel like I'm the one giving this show a high ass rating. So I also feel the same about the characters. I really enjoyed the characters. I gave it an 8.5 on the characters because really, I didn't like Yulong Lee, but I liked him more than I liked AG.
I think 100%. I'm with that.
AG wasn't my dude, and I feel like all the characters, even the shitty ones, had like character story around them that made them like good in their own sense.
Right.
So I gave characters an 8.5.
Yeah. I mean, that's a 0.5 higher.
Yeah, but you know how sometimes Polo be, out here with 3.5s and shit.
Just a 5, man. Just to stop it. Stop it. What rated 10 anime? I'm giving a 3.5.
I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
This one This one I could have done. I recommend you watch, but I also could have definitely not watched and been there. A-okay. Like it gets a recommend for me, but I don't like shout out to Blind Anime Podcast again. Sine loves it. She like, this hits my top 10. And you know, we respect the hell out of her.
So we had to give it a shot.
We had to give it a real shot. And for me, it just didn't hit any of that.
I mean, in my opinion, I see why it would hit someone's top 10. Like I can see why somebody really enjoys this show.
Because what is it? The fucking nuance of the story is there. Like it's deep.
And I think if I wasn't sitting here trying to pick it apart, that I would probably, like, if I was to just like give this rating off the top of my head, I would probably give it a higher rating than I'm giving it right now. But I also think that because we are being analytical about it, we're picking it apart like we're supposed to. The score is a little bit different.
Because if it was for me, it'd be a 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah, and it's not that.
It's not that. Because that animation poor.
So, Polo, he gave pacing a 7.5, plot a 7.5, animation of 5, sound design an 8, and characters an 8, which gives his score an overall 7.2.
Yes. No, actually, that's about right.
I gave pacing a 7.5, plot a 7, animation a 6.5, sound design a 7.5, characters an 8.5, putting my overall rating at a 7.4, which clearly means that it comes in between us, a 7.3.
I think that's okay. I think that's about right. Our fucking review skill is insane. Sorry.
Yeah, we be on point.
It actually kind of works out because that's exactly where I kind of feel like a 8 or 7.5. But because of, you know, when we objectively look at every piece of it, including the animation being what it is, I actually think that works out to be 7.3. And that's good. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And
again, 7.3 is a good. I recommend it. It would never be anywhere close to my favorite anything. And then you know what's crazy? You know what? Another reason why this got a 5, because literally directly after I finished this with animation, that is, directly after I finished this, I went to SAO.
Oh my god!
So
right, bro.
So that's kind of fresh, and that might have been a mistake. Like I should have, if anything, I should have finished the show yesterday and then watched all my weeklies today. Like that's that's what I should have did. But as soon as 24 ended, I typed up Verve. I was turned on Sword Art, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck? I'm in a whole nother fucking world. Literally, it's like A1 Pictures is.
Speaking of segues,
let's talk into the spoiler talk. Full spoilers for the weekly anime of summer 2020. If you're not caught up on SAO, ReZero, Demon High School, Misfit Demon King,
Fire
Force. I already said ReZero. Yeah, and that's it. Or Rent a Girlfriend. Then please tune out. We are going to full spoiler that shit. SAO. This episode, what is it, like 21 or something like that, was fucking great. And this was mainly the real world stuff, which I'm glad we got because we needed the wrap up on what's going on at Turtle Basin.
Right.
Man, that shit was fire, bro. For them to be like, fuck, we lost, and then to see what happened to what's his name?
The captain.
Yeah, the captain and the commander.
That shit felt good.
Oh, that felt so fucking good, dude. I'm so glad I felt that.
Good,
I thought I was man.
Yo, I was like, hold on, let me put my hood up for real quick. That hoodie season, my dude.
It's hoodie season.
His old best friend came through
because I thought he was literally getting up. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot he didn't actually die like his brother did. What's going on? Oh, but he did.
He did though. He was in shock. His fingernails peeled up.
Yep.
And she dragged his ass down to the abyss.
Yep. Man,
That
what a
was
moment.
beautiful.
What a fucking
That was
moment.
like it made it better because it was like when Kirito told the one dude, like, you won't be leaving this avatar or something like that. That shit was hard.
Right.
And I was like, that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. Obviously, that's not the character he did it to, but it was still like that would have been hard, bro. It was like he let dude know, like, look, I don't normally kill people, but you're gonna have to hold this L permanently.
Right. It was wonderful, man. It was just wonderful to see that. And then to see fucking the worst villain of all time, besides Aizen now. This fucking guy, the villain of SAO season 1. What's his name again? To see him be inside that robot though.
Oh, yes.
That shit had me like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hard. So like he came through and was like, you know, let me do this to like kind of like save and help everybody. That shit was beautiful.
Particularly his girlfriend, essentially, who, which I love that aspect of the show because yes, his girlfriend figured out he was a fucking terrible human being with his motives being what they were, whatever they were. I can't remember what they were exactly, but
he just wanted a world.
He wanted to combine the worlds of virtual reality and reality.
I don't think he was a terrible human being. I just think that it was a poor terrible decision on his. He
was pretty fucking terrible. You lock people inside of a game, and if they die, they die. He killed. No, that's awful. He's awful for doing that. Like I think he murdered more people than anybody in any anime besides the planetary devastations and shit. But like.
More than planetary devastations.
Yeah. I loved it, man. I fucking loved it.
As we keep saying continuously, SAO and its callbacks, they hit every single time, bro. It's
so, dude. Tell me.
I didn't think that was predictable. I didn't think coming back was predictable. I think that the ending of this episode was very predictable because it's literally what we said. And obviously, I think that they say Yui lasts for a reason. Because that's what's going to save them from this 200 years of, it's really what, like 10 minutes, but there's 200 years of a lifetime.
Yeah, when she says 60 seconds has passed, so that means 10 years has passed. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn. 60 seconds equals 10 years.
Does this mean that are they going to build a whole new world in the time? Like, does that mean that there's other Flucklights going through this whole simulation as well? Are they going to be spending their time with others? Because I think if they spend their time with others, then that's one thing. But they made it seem like it was going to be an abyss. Like, they were just going to be there in darkness.
No, because, okay.
And that's what scared me. Was like, you're not making out of that.
No, you misunderstood. What they explained is that because of the time going as fast as it is, their mental gets older, and it's basically what happened to the captain.
They run out of space, is what they said. Their memory capacity is going to be full up.
Yeah, but not only that, in the real world, their brain is going to literally age faster because that's what's inside of the virtual reality. So the reason why the dude looks old is because they were inside of this world for so long, even though they weren't. Like that's why they got the wrinkles and shit and looked. It's a fucking fucked up scenario, bro. Like artificially speeding up your life is basically what it is.
Yeah.
And killing your brain and just thinking about that gives me
they're gonna make it out and then we're gonna have another awesome sword art next year.
Yeah, right. This is the end of the light novels though.
Yeah.
I hope we get some more, man.
Not like that. If they die, I don't want them to die like that.
No, I don't think they will. I think we were absolutely right last week when we said Yui's going to come through because again, we barely seen her, and that was the only callback that we really haven't got yet.
Yeah, that was your prediction. So
was it?
If y'all hear that, Polo said it first.
Did I? I don't even remember.
That was your prediction. You said Yui.
I think Yui's going to come through like, hey, mama, papa, I'm here to take you guys out. Because I think the guy in the real world is gonna fuck up something on the computer. Something ain't gonna go right. That's gonna be that. But what do you think? It's 2 more episodes. So do you think we're gonna get like Now we go back to the game. No, because the next episode is titled Alice. So this might still be real world shit, but just with Alice.
Yeah, Alice is going to have to either be inside a computer or in one of those robot things.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to see what she's doing.
Yep. So with that one, I think it's going to be, something with Alice still in the real world. I really want to know what the fuck they're going to be doing for that 10 years.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to show us something.
Yeah.
Because they getting out before that 200 years, but it's like, what's going to happen?
Right. Like I said, they've already spent 10 years there. Technically.
That shit's harsh.
Isn't that hard to think about, man? Like,
that's
fuck.
Harsh, bro.
Ugh.
Like 200 years, bro. We not even 30 yet, bro.
Motherfuckers
been here forever.
You bend over to pick up a pencil, 25 years has passed. This shit's crazy, bro. Shit is crazy. All right, let's go to the next show.
That's gonna be our future eventually. Where we hopping to next?
Where you want to hop to next, brother?
Misfit Demon King.
Let's do it.
We already know he's that dude.
The
first
GOAT.
of all. But this little fight, right? We already know. Why is everybody so shady?
I know,
like,
man.
Come on, man. Humans, we already knew y'all was shady. And
this
then
is episode 10 of Misfit Demon Kings, by the way.
They keep trying to tell Anos, like, we don't want your help. We stronger than you. We're royalty. Forget your royalty,
I know.
bro. You keep losing. Y'all are the L lords. Y'all take more L's than anybody. Just stop. Let Anos handle it for a second.
That's what I don't get. Like, with as much as they got their ass kicked, or not even, they got their ass kicked in the classroom. Why don't they understand that nothing touches Anos? Like, they see it in the school publicly, how strong he is. Why haven't they found out, like, oh, well, I guess this was a little bit different because the dude was like, I'm going to show them that we're strong too. So I guess that they kind of explained that.
To be fair, they would have been strong.
Yes, they would have been fine.
But they cheated, right? They gave them like symbols that held holy water, and then they were literally fighting underwater in holy water. Yep. Which for demons is obviously not a thing. You don't do that.
Yep.
You're not gonna win that
restricts
fight.
Their power.
Yeah. So blatantly cheating, yes. But also it's like at some point you gotta realize, like, you gotta cut your losses somewhere and say, look, how do we win a fight? This dude was their strongest third-year student, which is a senior student in Japan. This is their strongest dude in their school. And he caught an L the easiest.
Both times, even when he went up to show what he had to the whole entire fucking school.
Couldn't even see what the magic was that was stopping him. Obviously, Anos is a cheat code. He is a cheat code. But it's the principle that, like, yo, bro, you know what you can do. You've been doing this. They're regarding you as the strongest in the school.
Yeah.
This is like saying our valedictorian, right? Hey, yo, ma'am. Look, you're the valedictorian. You have a 4.5 GPA or 5.0 GPA. You know math, right? Okay, I need you to solve this question. What's 10 divided by 2? And she's like, the answer is 5. And they're like, no, that's not what the paper says. The paper says that's wrong. What do you mean the paper says it's wrong? Yeah. That's the right answer. So clearly you're doing something wrong. That's what they're doing here. It's like, yo, you did a simple spell and couldn't solve it. And you should instantly see that there's something wrong. That's all it is to it. And Anos is the one that has to solve our problems. Just figure it out, homie.
I love this cliffhanger too. I just can't wait to see.
That cliffhanger made me salty.
I loved it, dude. I can't wait to see fucking them try to take on Anos. And they're so confident too. They're so confident that they can, and they're about to get fucking demolished. They don't even need the rest of the classmates.
What's old girl in the back doing though?
Oh yeah. We're gonna use that, they said. And
she is like, I guarantee she's the original hero.
Thinks, yep. That's exactly where I was going to. I believe it. And shout out to Lane and our girl. I'm believing their ship.
But Sasha gonna pull through and get beat by Misha because Misha's really the best waifu.
No, I was talking about between Lei and the other chick.
Yeah.
their little here, let me get you this necklace, girl. Hey, come here.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Hey, come here.
But yeah, when this next episode hit, it's gonna be great.
I love this show so much, man.
It is a really good show.
I'm sad it's only
just
12.
that I'm not, because like let's give them time to keep producing great quality stuff.
But the problem with that is shows like this that get 12 don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Shivery of a Phil Knight. Fucking, I guess a regular high school came back.
That's where our job comes into play.
We need it to come back. We need it.
We gotta hype it up.
Straight up. 2 more weeks of this show.
Hype me up.
It's crazy.
What's next, brother?
ReZero, bro.
Oh my god.
I love this show so fucking much, bro.
This show is ridiculous.
It is so good. Bro, seeing those other witches had me.
Well, it threw me off at first too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, Subaru, why are you so stupid? Said don't touch them. And old girl was like, well, grabbed his hand and he just breaks and I'm just like, what the fuck? What is?
Well, because she clarified that, hey, this particular Daphne, she has restraints. Don't release her restraints. Mm-hmm. So when he saw this little girl come out of nowhere and didn't see any restraints, so he's like, okay, this must not be it. But still, I wouldn't do it, bro. It's a witch, man. It's a witch.
Broke him into pieces. And she literally said, if something causes you to break in here, you know,
you're broken.
It'll permanently affect your mind. You know, this is like real life in your mind, you know? So it's like, you can't be out here making poor decisions like that. I would have been like, yeah, nah, I don't know you, shorty.
and then what's her name? Mavrina or some shit like that came through and healed him up. I'm like, I like
she's
her.
the wrath. She's supposed to be the wrathful one, but she was like, don't force me to heal everyone. Like it's a threat. Like,
I loved her so much. She had that magical girl going.
Yeah, that was hard. I really enjoyed that introduction, bro. Like, because it let us see like Minerva.
That's it.
Yeah, it let us see Minerva and what was the other one? Was it Typhon? No, it wasn't Typhon.
Fuck.
But it let us see the witches, right?
Pride, I think it was Pride. I think.
Yeah, they're not all as bad as what you would initially think. Because when we saw the main, like our first witch, the Witch of Greed, who wants to know everything, she still seems very ominous. You know,
I don't think so. I love her to death.
I do love her. I love her, yeah, but I don't trust nobody in this bitch. I'll be real with you. This show has scarred me. I don't trust a single soul.
I understand where you're coming from.
It's not a single one.
I do.
And Super done been through too much for me to trust any of these people.
Yo, straight up.
But she doesn't. Echidna, I like her, but she's still 100%. She wearing all black, and the other ones, the one who broke him into little pieces, she was wearing yellow. She was bright and looked nice as ever, and broke him into little pieces. She looked harmless.
Yeah.
And then we got another one who come and saves him. And then we got old girl geared up in a crustacean mobile suit Gundam.
It's the Iron Maiden crustacean.
Yeah. But it was like,
we just did the same thing. That was weird.
I wouldn't even think about it, my bad. But it was like, yo, like we see what these characters are like, and then we get to the actual bad person and see what her actual words carry, right, alongside her actions,
and the reason why.
How'd that make you feel?
I loved
she did it for what? Her motivations, her reasoning. To me, it makes perfect sense.
It 100% does.
Like as an instinctual being.
Yep. If you want to eat, you have to be okay with being eaten. That's the reason why. Oh my God, that I got fucking goosebumps even just saying that. This show, ReZero, is way too good. But Subaru pulled up like, yeah, you know what? I already took down your well. I'm going to take down your rabbit. But we still got a fucking snake to deal with too, probably in the second half of this season. Right. That we ain't getting until January.
the reason behind that, right? She was like, the Great Well. Don't you think a lot of people would be able to feed off of that? Like, if you take down the Great Well, how many people can eat off that? Thing was bigger than cities.
Yep.
You know, so like literally, like she said, if you took down the Great Well, you could feed people for a long time. But not only that, the rabbit, if it infinitely regenerates, right? It just has to be one left for it to regenerate
to get more food.
You can constantly feed people. Now, it is the hungriest out of all of them. Apparently, it will eat you, and it will tear you apart. Apparently, in the novel, did you see what happens in the novel?
Mm-mm.
So that scene where the rabbit eats him is actually much worse than the novel because it crawls through his mouth and through his anus and eats him inside out. And I'm like, I already thought that scene was gruesome. This thing has no like bounds. It's literally the worst thing since a plague.
Yeah. But
and also it's attracted to mana. So what drew it there?
I think
That's
they
not gonna draw it there this time. What's gonna keep
I
it
was
from
just about to say
attracted?
that I think they just showed us what drew it there in this at the end of this episode.
Which was another cliffhanger. I was so fucking sorry.
This one made me salty too because when she pulled up
cliffhangers.
when she pulled up, when Envy pulled up with I love you, I love you, I love you shit, and then everything's getting swallowed in shadow, which is all basically her mana, essentially is what I'm thinking, and it's gonna bring those rabbits again, and then he has to die again, and then we start it all over. But I'm also glad to know Return by Death doesn't have a limit.
Yeah. Well, I do also love how this season, it felt as if like, hey, death wasn't going to be a big part of this season.
Yeah.
And then it came back.
Yeah.
But obviously it's his ability, right? It's his ability. So it has to be a thing. But it was also like, I really enjoyed that it didn't feel like it was defining the show. But it's still a main factor of the show.
It's the main part.
It's how the witch of envy doesn't, or the witch of gluttony, is that what it was?
Nah, witch of wait, you talking
envy,
about that?
Witch of envy is when I gave him this power. She basically, how it was explained is that he's not allowed to make mistakes.
Yep.
So that's why he dies. And the reality that they brought to him is obviously if you do get to the point to where you can't go back after someone important dies to you, there is no going back. So it's like, damn, you really can't make any mistakes on accident or on purpose. Like, you got to really be out here on your A game all the time, bro.
And you know what else I think is Subaru's power? It's his ability to say, you know what? Since this is my hand I'm dealt, I'm about to play all these fucking cards. I'm gonna just play them all.
Rolls with it, bro.
So he's like, you know what? Since I don't have a limit, and I'm supposed to make this my destiny, then I'm going to make sure my destiny is exactly what I want it to be by. If I got to die, I got to die, And that still fucking kills me, man.
Yeah.
It kills me to even think about it. This is one of the greatest shows of all time.
All time, bro.
Easily.
All fucking time.
Easily. All right, bro. What's next?
Fire Force.
Yeah. That 1 second, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god! That 1 second.
It was literally like we knew if he said he needed 1 second, we already knew it was about to happen.
Yeah.
And he even re-explained his power a little bit, not going into too much detail, but while he's doing it, he's saying, "Okay," just kind of rethinking about it himself. All right, when I do this and I have some grace, my body basically
dematerializes
and becomes a bunch of particles, and then it rematerializes back into time, and that's where I am or whatever, right? I'm just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He kicked dude.
Blew him back, bro.
10 miles away. Was like, you about to keep taking these kicks, bro. And then as soon as he started moving, everything turned gray. It was like, oh, okay. That's where the L starts. It was like, yeah, bro, you done, big homie. And I loved how it showed his memories of dude. Like, so we get to see the memories of the Inferno.
And how, oh my God, dude, that shit was so good. All of that exposition we got was so good. The fact that we're getting this middle of season 2, It's a lot. We know what the evangelist goals were. Wow, I couldn't get that. I was all tied together. It's late for us right now. But we knew what their goals were. But we didn't know it into this detail. And again, what they're after fucking makes sense, man. And the fact that we found out that the leader, the head of this shit, is basically what these people in their world worships. Mind blown, bro.
Mind blown. Layers of stories. And then they even go, if as far as when you see the last bit of this episode, they talk about the one person who's been fighting for justice the entire time by himself, and they show Joker. And I'm like, the guy we thought was a bad guy is really the good guy.
Yep.
I love Atsushi Okubo. He does a great job at storytelling, bro.
Yeah.
Atsushi does a great fucking job at storytelling. I can't argue with that. And I'm so happy that how the layers come out. It's like, yes. you thought this was a villain? No, this is not a villain. This is actually the good guy. Or wait, is the evangelist actually the good guy? We don't know yet. We'll see exactly what all the end goal stuff is when we get there. The show is too good. We don't deserve it.
Sometimes I believe that, and until I realized, wait, my check waifu has been standing there since the beginning. So, nah, but seriously though, it's so great, man. It's so great. I can't say enough good things about it because that won't be enough.
I got a question.
What's up, bro?
Where you are right now? Like, do you remember where when we were this point in season 1? Like, how did you feel about Fire Force this far into season 1? You thought it was really good?
100%. It was fire from moment 1 for me.
Because I feel like the way that the story is going, like the pacing and everything for this, it kind of feels better than season 1 for me.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean,
and part of it is because it's kind of unfair to compare the two. But
I can't do that because
there's so much more information that we have now getting this far. But I really enjoy this part of this. This has been so much better.
Right. It's the world building of these are my his goals were lighter then, right? Like he was just learning.
He's still learning a lot.
He was just learning how to use his power. He was learning what the fuck. I mean, he was just wanted to become a hero so he can help people because his brother and mother was taken away from him. Then he finds out his brother's alive. And now he has to try to save his brother. He tries to save his brother. Something else happens. He's going to like put that on the back burner because he learns about this whole organization who's basically the Illuminati, who's trying to bring the great cataclysm again. And it's like, yo, fuck that. I gotta save this. But yeah, it's dope.
This show's been great.
Yeah, I agree. All
right.
Last but not least,
Run a Girlfriend. So, at this point, I'm a little salty because I really like Ruka.
Me too, man. I'm so done. I want Ruka to win now, bro.
I want Ruka to win so bad too. And Ruka called Chizuru out in this episode. Was like, "You like him, don't you?"
And she's like,
my wife was like, "Why did she put her hand all on her chest like that?" She was trying to feel her heartbeat, babe. She's like, "No, she likes him." Ruka called her on it. It was like, "You like him. Y'all gone beyond the point of like rental. At this point, you like him, and I'm not losing."
I love the way she pulled up with them on New Year's. Like, yo, fuck that. How about we just make this work now? I'm his girlfriend,
right?
Like.
And the habitual liar thing too. I was salty about that. I was like, come on, bro. You could have said anything. You could have just said like, it's a joke she likes to say or something like that.
Yep.
When you call her a habitual liar, now nothing she says they're gonna believe. Yep. And I get it, that's the goal, but it's also like that's kind of demoralizing and embarrassing, and you put her down like that. I get it. but it's also just really shitty. I feel so much for Ruka, and I want her to win so bad now.
Me too, man. She's all like, but I'm his girlfriend. Like, what am I doing wrong? It hurts my heart, man. It hurts my heart every time she's like trying to understand her feelings and what's actually going on. She's like, okay, well, this is a trial period, so I'm trying my best, but he's not giving me the opportunity in this trial. It's like, but you can't help who you love. But again,
it's true.
Tell her that. Like, she asked you the question. She asked you, do you love me?
You don't love me, right?
Oh my gosh.
This show gives me stress in a different way. It gives you stress in a different way. I'm just like, I can't believe that this is the scenario that our dude is going through right now.
Right. It's hard. I can't wait to see more though. Again, more as usual. I'm looking forward to it. I think Chizuru's starting to fucking finally wait. Do I like him? She's finally starting to internally carpet. I can't talk because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But she's starting to put it all together. Like, yo, maybe, you know, after she read her fortune. So hopefully, some progress. Because I'm starting to feel like there's no progress being made right now on either side of anything.
Well, we got 3 episodes left.
Oh shit! And then there's a whole nother girl that
Waifu.
Yeah, there's a whole nother girl they need to introduce. That's crazy. All right, man. I think that's gonna wrap this 2-hour episode of My Check Waifu.
A little bit over 2 hours, huh?
Yep.
All right. So we just ended with talking about
recap.
Girlfriend. Yeah, we just ended with a girlfriend. Who's your favorite waifu right now? Is it Ruka? Is it Chizuru? Don't say Mommy-chan. We don't do mommy over here. Fire Force season 2 is just really good, bro. We love how they only needed 1 second to put the Infernal down. ReZero, one of the best anime of all time. We called it. That's all we gotta say. Just watch it, enjoy it, love it. Don't complain about it. He dies more than Goku. So if you wanna put that off on somebody, it's right there. Misfit Demon King. Literally, we keep saying it. It's one of those shows that was like that sleeper. No one was expecting something with this long of a name to be good, and it's really good. Anos next week is gonna put everybody to work. Sword Art Online is wrapping up. This is the end of light novels, Polo said. So let's see how this ends. Hopefully we get more in the future. But you know, I hope the writer of it, you know, they gotta love it before they give us something more. So I don't want them to give us something that's not complete. We rated Banana Fish. Polo gave it a 7.2. I gave it a 7.4. With us putting it together for a Mic Check Waifu review rating of 7.3, which is pretty good. I mean, that's not a bad anime at all. And we could see why to slide in your top 10. And we did that right after we came from our break. Before we went on our break, we had the Get to Know Mic Check Waifu, and it was our favorite ending songs, Inuyasha, and one from what is that? Well, we'll just say one of the songs in Inuyasha, that ending song was just too nostalgic. We also talked about Bleach, the Zanpakuto Arc, and how beautiful it is. Polo let me slide on some of those episodes because he wanted me to make sure I see it. He didn't want to spoil me. That's why I love my brother. The big 3 ranking, you know, Polo sliding with who did you put first? Naruto first, Ichigo second, Luffy third. I put Luffy first, Naruto second, Ichigo third. That's our rankings. Let us know what yours are. Also, who had the most wasted potential in anime? We gave some of ours, and also Polo gave us the wasted anime in general, which was King's Game. How they dropped that ball that hard? Name even sound good, but the show was bad. That sucks. Yuzuki-chan, Polo, that's your show. You keep watching it every week still.
It's a long recap, bro.
We almost done. Twin Stars Exorcist is one of my favorite manga, or is my favorite manga. I read it this week. Roku and Benio finally getting married. And then Phantom Seer, a new series, could be one of those top tier ones.
Yeah,
and that's been the recap.
This is, I am at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I am King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic Check, check, check. I don't have the echo ready, so sorry. See y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu.